Oh, Beth?
Yeah.
I think I forgot to tell you that we actually need to separate the organizational meeting and the regular meeting. We need to separate them.
So we're just gonna do, we can still have Tim pick up, but we'll do an adjournment after the org meeting and then, start the regular meeting.
And we probably won't need to do the pledge in between, we'll just continue on kind of thing.
That's why I figured I'd play at the beginning of this.
Okay, call the organizational meeting of the Common Council of the City of Plattsburgh, January 7th, 2021 at 5 p.m. If you wouldn't mind, please join me for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hi, Ms. Carlin, will you please take a roll?
Mayor Rosenquist,
Here.
Councilor Canales,
Here.
Councilor Kelly,
Here.
Councilor Gibbs,
Here.
Councilor Talon. Oh, she's not here yet.
He's on the Zoom, Beth.
Okay, let me just take your video off, maybe.
Oh, hey, there she is.
You just unmute her.
Oh, sorry, we have to unmute you.
Can you unmute yourself, Jennifer?
Can you unmute her? No?
No.
There
Councilor
you go.
Talon,
Okay.
Councilor McFarland,
Present.
Councilor Moore,
Here.
this is,
Yes, at this, do you want me to read that? Do I read that? Huh?
Or you can, yeah.
No, I'll do it. All right, at this time, the chair will entertain nomination from the floor for the position of Mayor Pro Tem. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion, Chris. I would like to nominate Councilor Elizabeth Gibbs for the position of Mayor Pro Tem.
Motion by McFarland, second.
Second.
Second by Jeff Moore, Councilor Moore. Is there discussion? Any discussion?
Just on the vote, it's not a personnel, it's more of a
Okay.
council vote.
Any discussion? All in favor? Or do we take a roll call?
Do a roll call.
Okay.
Councilor Canales,
Yes.
Councilor Kelly,
Yes.
Councilor Gibbs,
Yes.
Councilor Talon,
Yes.
Councilor McFarland,
Yes.
Councilor Moore,
Yes.
At this time, the chair will entertain nomination from the floor for the position of clerk of the Common Council. Do I have a motion?
Oh, yes, I'd like to make a motion to nominate Councilor Jennifer Talon for Clerk of the Council.
And is there a second?
I'll second.
McFarland, the second. Discussion? Roll call.
Councilor Canales,
Yes.
Councilor Kelly,
Yes.
Councilor Gibbs,
Yes.
Councilor Talon,
Yes.
Councilor McFarland,
Yes.
Councilor Moore,
Yes.
establishment and composition of council department liaison committees.
Can I have a motion?
Chris, I'll make the motion.
Make that motion.
Okay. I'll take the motion from Councilor Kelly and the second from McFarland. And as I have discussed with the majority of you, this is the establishment of the committees, committee appointments, committee assignments, and liaison assignments for the next year. A lot of the work that has been done to structure committee work will continue, and we'll just continue to formulate and enhance that over time. Is there any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilor Canales,
Yes.
Councilor Kelly,
Yeah.
Councilor Gibbs,
Yes.
Councilor Talon,
Yes.
Councilor McFarland,
Yes.
Councilor Moore.
Yes.
This time, the chair appoints Steve Schneller as Corporation Counsel for the period of February 1st, 2021 through January 31st, 2025, and authorizes the mayor to enter into an agreement to establish the terms of employment. Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
How rude.
Appointment of a
Carried.
fair housing officer.
Take a motion, McFarland, second.
Second.
Counselor
I'll
Moore.
second that.
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
First proposed resolution fixing the dates of the regular meetings. Do you want me to read all that, or?
Yeah, please.
Fixing the dates for all regular meetings of the Common Council to be held the first and third Thursday of every month at 5 p.m. in the Common Council chambers for the period January 1st, 2021, and terminating December 31st, 2021, except when deemed necessary. Executive sessions will be held in the mayor's office. The 2021 schedule is attached and made part of the minutes of this meeting.
Motion. Take a motion.
Motion?
Counselor Moore, second. Counselor
I'll second
McFarland,
it.
discussion.
Mayor
Yes.
Rosenquist,
Yes, sir.
Mayor Kasperzak, who I served under, had weekly meetings. And Mayor Calhoun, who I served under next, had bi-weekly meetings. Mayor Reed changed it back to weekly meetings, and you're changing it back to a bi-weekly
Yep.
meeting. Just a little history for you there. I hope you will consider this as an experiment. And if it does not work out to the advantage of the city, that you would consider going back to that perhaps next year. There are some advantages to each method, and I would ask you to treat this as an experiment.
Thank you.
To further that discussion, I will note that the committee meetings we just adopted do require the full council to meet at least 3 weeks out of the month, and a lot of times those 3 weeks will be meeting twice in a week. So there still will be quite a lot of meetings, but yeah, it'll be something new. I look forward to seeing how it works out.
Any further discussion?
And me too.
I do notice
Yeah,
that,
I agree with Patrick. I'm looking forward to seeing how this works out.
part of this resolution reminds us that special meetings can be called at any
That's right.
time.
Yeah, it doesn't prevent that. Yep. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
Proposed resolution designating the Press Republican as the official newspaper of the city of Plattsburgh.
Motion by Counselor Canales, second by Patrick McFarland. Discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland? Counselor Moore?
Yes.
Carried.
Proposed resolution designating the Glens Falls National Bank 30th Street branch as the official depository for all city of Plattsburgh funds.
Motion by Jeff Moore, second, Counselor Kelly. Discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
Proposed resolution adopting the present investment policy for the period January 1st, 2021, ending December 31st, 2021, unless otherwise amended.
Motion by Counselor McFarland, second. Counselor Kelly. Discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon,
Yes.
Counselor McFarland,
Yes.
Counselor Moore.
Yes.
Resolved that the rules for 2021 be and are hereby accepted and adopted by the common council as follows.
Motion by Councilor McFarland, second by Councilor Canales. You'll note that a couple of just slight changes. They're not a lot of changes. It's not a major revision. But one thing you will notice is that oftentimes the council requests a waiving of the reading of the resolution. We've built that into the organizational structure at this point, so Ms. Carlin doesn't have to read the resolution in its entirety. She will read the title of the resolution, and the body of the resolution will be available in the agenda and throughout the week for the more than likely during the committee meetings. We'll create the body of the resolution. Other than that, it's pretty much the same structure.
Yeah, the only other difference I notice is the business or the schedule of
Yes.
each meeting will only have one public comment at the beginning, whereas
So
before.
thank you, Councilor McFarland. The public comment at the beginning of the meeting will be for any topic anybody wants to discuss, whether the item is on the agenda or not on the agenda.
And there won't be another one at the end of the meeting.
Correct.
An executive session will be at the end of the meeting. We usually have done those at the beginning or
Correct.
whenever.
Correct. So any time the body needs to have a conversation via executive session, the request will come at the beginning of the meeting. The executive session will be postponed to the end. We will handle any business in executive session, come back, adjourn from executive session, and then handle any final business in the regular meeting, and then adjourn the regular meeting. Correct.
I looked through this. I didn't recognize any other differences. Are there? But I didn't compare it with the rules from last year. Are there any other changes that I didn't pick up on?
I don't believe so. I think that's it.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
Proposed resolution establishing the amount of a blanket bond or undertaking for city employees at $250,000 and for the city chamberlain at $500,000.
Make motion.
Motion by Councilor Moore, second by Councilor Kelly. Discussion. Roll call.
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yeah.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
Resolved that the periodic committee is established as follows.
No. Motion by Councilor Canales, second by Councilor Moore. Discussion. Roll call.
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland?
Sure.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
Yeah. At this time, there's nothing left on the agenda for the organizational meeting, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Councilor Canales, second by Councilor McFarland. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. The organizational meeting is adjourned, and now we'll go into the regular meeting, and we will start the regular meeting at 5:13 p.m. January 7th. Sorry. Ms. Carlin, will you please take a roll call?
Mayor Rosenquist?
Here.
Counselor Canales?
Here.
Counselor Kelly?
Here.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yeah, here.
Counselor Talon?
Here.
Counselor McFarland?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
Here.
At this time, I don't have many comments. It's just been a pretty busy week. I've, met with the department heads and been positive. Very good. Okay, so thank you for having me.
Resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of the Common Council held on December 17th, 2020 are approved and placed on file among the public records of the city clerk's office.
Motion by Counselor Gibbs, second by Counselor Kelly. Roll call.
Council Canales?
Yes.
Council Kelly?
Yes.
Council Gibbs?
Yes.
Council Talon?
Yes.
Council McFarland?
Yes.
Council Moore?
Yes. At this time, we will recognize anybody in the audience to share a public comment. And as defined in the organizational meeting, we will allow 5 minutes for comment for any speaker. All right, seeing none, we will move on to item.
There is one in the Zoom, sorry, Mayor. There is someone in the Zoom attendee with their hand raised. I can pull them in.
Please, thank you. I don't have that,
And then it will be Russell.
I have a couple of comments for.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Russell, can you please state your name and your full name and your address for the record?
Sure. My name is Russell Pushak. I live at 169 Broad Street. P as in Peter, U-S-C-H-A-K. Congratulations to everyone who's newly elected to the city council. I'm very excited to see that we have a new slate of officers here to work. And I just wanted to make a short comment about something to do with the weather, believe it or not. And it doesn't have to do with shoveling sidewalks. I'm wondering if all of you are aware of the new state laws that are going to go into effect about salting our highways. If people could raise their hand and could see, I could see that you're aware about the laws that have been put forth about the salting of our roads in New York. If you haven't seen it, there's a lot of news on it. The governor has signed some things, and I wanted to mention that I'm kind of confused why before our snowstorm, when we just had some dustings, we were seeing unbelievable amounts of salt on our roads. I have dozens of photographs. West Court Street, all these things were literally white with salt. And I'm just wondering, I think this is something we ought to think about as citizens of Plattsburgh. Our salt usage really affects our environment and the lake that we so dearly love. So I'm wondering if you guys could put this on the agenda and maybe make some inquiries into what our commitment to salting is and why. This happened multiple times with very small dustings in the city this year. We had high levels of salt. I mean, so white that it looked like it was snow and there was nothing there. I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but I do have lots of pictures, which I'd be glad to send to anybody that would like to see them. But I'm thinking that we ought to look towards the future and develop a plan of action for salting our roads in the city. You know, salt affects the watershed very rapidly, and you know, in the mountains, they're salting is one thing, and they're affecting the groundwater there. But right here, we're just dumping it right into our beautiful lake at the level that I've never seen before. And I've lived in the city for 16 years, and I've never seen anything like this level of salting. So I would really like it if you all could think about this as an issue to put on your agenda for examining the city's policy about salt. And if you could either contact me or publish something about that, I'd be very happy. That's all I have to say. I wish you all a great meeting and a good start to the year. Thank you very much.
Russell.
Thank you, Russell.
Is there anybody else here or online to make a public comment?
No, there is none.
Okay, seeing none, we will move on.
Reports of city offices and committee reports. City operations, Council McFarland.
Yes, so our first city operations meeting will be next Monday, which is January 11th. It will take place at 5 p.m. in the city council chambers, although I'll probably be appearing by Zoom. And I was just appointed as the chairperson of the city operations committee. That will be our first meeting. So other than that, no updates.
Infrastructure, Council Moore.
Didn't have anything at this time, and answer Russell's question, we'll look into that salt issue.
I have no report.
Public Safety, Counselor Gibbs. Public Safety, Counselor Gibbs.
I said no updates at this time.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Elizabeth, you're just a little lagged, sorry.
Plattsburgh Public Library Liaison, Counselor McFarland.
Okay.
All right, Beth. I have no updates on the library at this time. Although we should have some updates hopefully by the next council meeting. But the library is still closed due to COVID, but they are still doing curbside pickup.
MLD Board President, Counselor Kelly.
No update.
There's no motion on this. Nope. It's just a report. It's not a resolution.
There are no correspondence from boards. Payrolls of the various departments.
Is there a report for that, Beth?
Yeah, you get that.
I don't have that.
The reports, the payroll, you signed.
Okay.
And then that's.
Okay. And does that take a motion?
Yes.
Okay, I'll have a motion for the payrolls for the various departments. Counselor Canales, second by Counselor Kelly. Discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Canales,
Yes.
Counselor Kelly,
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs.
Yes.
Counselor Talon,
Yes.
Counselor McFarland,
Sure.
Counselor Moore,
Yes,
the audit of claims,
I'll take a motion by Counselor Canales, second by Counselor Moore. Roll call.
Counselor Canales,
Yes.
Counselor Kelly,
Yeah.
Counselor Gibbs,
Yes.
Counselor Talon,
Yes.
Counselor McFarland,
Yes.
Counselor Moore,
yes,
authorizing December 23rd, 2020 proposal from Schnabel Engineering.
Motion by Counselor Moore, second by Counselor Gibbs. Discussion. So the discussion on this is the Schnabel Engineering has been, we have an updated agreement with that engineering group on 3 different things that have been updated in that agreement. We have an updated inspection monitoring plan for all 3 of our dams. There's an updated emergency action plan for the Mead Dam, and then the final one is for Schnabel Engineering to perform a quarterly safety inspection on the Mead Dam.
And so, Chris, or Mr. Mayor, and I don't know if John's there. How does this correspond with item number B?
Item B, that is a different change to a grant. So
Okay.
it's a completely separate item, not related.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, John, you want to comment a bit more on the Schnabel piece?
You hit it pretty well. It's they're separate, and this is something that DEC is requiring us to do.
All right, any further discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Canales,
Yes.
Counselor Kelly,
Yeah.
Counselor Gibbs,
Yes.
Counselor Talon,
Yes.
Counselor McFarland,
Yes.
Counselor Moore,
yes,
authorizing December 10th, 2020 proposal from CDM Smith for Amendment 2.
Motion by Counselor McFarland, second by Counselor Canales. Discussion. So speaking with John on this is part of the WIA grant, the $20 million grant, which was been updated for us, which means that we have available $3 million every single year, which has been divided into phases. The CDM Smith, this this proposal is to add a number of items to a new phase, which is drilling new wells, the transmission line for those wells and power supply to those wells. The contract change is going to allow amendment for that new work. And just to give everybody a heads up, that grant funds 60% of that work, and then 40% of the work is taken out of the water fund capital project. Any questions about that? Any further discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland?
Yes, Beth.
Counselor Moore?
Yes,
Approving 2021 City of Plattsburgh operating budget, tax warrant, and capital plan.
Motion by Councilor Canales, second by Councilor Moore. Discussion.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, if I may. After looking at everything, in order to better represent my ward, I want to look at this a little further and see if we can postpone the vote on this until next Thursday, which is in accordance with City Charter Article 6, Article 6-4, just so I can get a better understanding of everything that we're voting on, seeing that we just got it this afternoon.
So that reads like a motion to table, so that would require council approval to do this motion. That requires a second and then a vote.
The question I have there is, I don't think we have a full council meeting next Thursday. So would this go off to 2 weeks from now, or would we take it up at the Finance and Community Development Committee meeting?
As January 14th.
Well, by charter rules, our deadline is the 14th. So we're not, I mean, that's just it's a committee meeting. That's not a regular council meeting. So we can't put it off until the next council meeting. That would be beyond our time frame within the charter. So
Just back to the point of order, there was if I could just rephrase it, it sounds like a motion to table, and that would require a second.
Dean, I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Those of you who are not connected anywhere next to
Sorry.
microphones, it's very difficult to hear you. I just
Elizabeth,
he said, oh,
I was just
sorry.
clarifying that request, I would rephrase it as a motion to table, and in order for the council to take action on that motion, it requires a second. Without a second, then the motion automatically fails.
I would suggest perhaps to help Councilor Canales come to a decision that we discuss some of the features of this budget. Would it be possible to do that? Would that satisfy your curiosity about it? I don't know if anybody.
So seeing no second, the motion to the table has been denied. Okay, but part of the discussion is we can discuss part of this as well, right? So if you have questions or specific questions or concerns to address, we can certainly address them.
Let's take a look here. I just want to know fully, the biggest thing that I'm looking at is I'm looking at all of this, and this is just a lot to look at and vote on tonight, given the time frame that this was actually given out. So I'll vote on it. I have no problem, but I would like to, in the future, have a little bit more time to view the documents or what's being proposed in order for me to vote intelligently and ethically for Ward 1.
Yeah, that's fair. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mike,
Sorry, go ahead.
Mike mentioned some discussion about it. Did Mike have something in mind to sort of give an overview of the budget?
No, I think it was just a matter of answering any of Councilor Canales' questions, but given Councilor Canales has indicated a willingness to vote on the item, and obviously, you coming on at this point, the budget typically and ideally would have been passed last year. So certainly as the, part of the intention of having a full council finance committee is that everybody's up to speed all of the time, every single committee meeting on the state of the finances, and we're building towards that kind of involvement in education throughout the year. So when we do come to have a vote on the budget, we're all aware of how this thing works, right? So Yeah, Counselor Kelly.
I would just like to add a couple of items. One is that this budget that we're passing tonight represents a compromise, and it's a culmination of months of work. Um, We're going to save the taxpayers about 2.5% this year. I hope that we can do even better next year, so that we can get to that point where Plattsburgh is a desirable place to live for all people, and that we can attract more residents and development with a proper tax rate. So this year was certainly a start in that direction, and I hope that we will continue in that direction next year. One of the things that I talked with Councilor Canales about is the need to have not just a budget, but a budget perspective or budget philosophy, I guess, that guides the council and the city.
Mhm.
So I would like to see us do that also. Once a year, we update our 5-year plan. We have a 5-year plan, and what we've done in the past is to have our budget assumptions made at that time. The council votes on those. So I'd like to see that happen. It usually begins in May and finishes up by June 1st, that exercise. So I'd like to see that happen. And the final thing I'll say is we did have some questions about the recreation expenses and what's the other thing I'm blanking
Parking.
on? Parking,
Yep.
yes, parking, and we believe those have been resolved. So I'm comfortable with this budget. As I said, it's a compromise. I hope that next year, 2022, we can deliver an even lower tax rate. That's what I'd like to see us work toward.
Any further discussion?
Well, I'd just like to say that we did work very hard on this budget, and we did complete it just before the holidays, but we weren't able to finalize it because of no meeting and just the way the schedule came out. But we did try extra hard, and we did work extra hard on it, and did complete it just before the holidays, but we're not able to meet to finalize it. So, Jamie, we did spend a lot of time on this, as I'm sure everyone will agree. And, just doing the final assembling of the budget that we are voting on now, but we did spend a lot of time on it. I'm sorry
Trust
that
your
you weren't
judgment.
able
I trust your
to.
judgment.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
Yes,
Several requests. Are there any resolutions for initial consideration?
At this time, I would request that the council go into executive session to discuss issues of employment.
The personnel matters and all that for the person.
Before we do that, I'm sorry, did we vote on item number D, the approving the tax warrant?
They were all,
C.
so item number C, Patrick, was the operating budget, the tax warrant, and the capital plan.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm looking at the older draft of the resolution. I think.
Essentially packaged the entire budget for 2021 together. Okay?
Okay, perfect.
Sorry, say that again? Dean?
There would be a motion to enter into. There'd be a motion to enter into executive session to discuss a personnel matter involving a particular person or persons.
All right, entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss a personnel matter involving a particular person or persons. Take a motion. Elizabeth Gibbs, second, Mr. McFarland, and no discussion. We are now in executive session.
Well, we should
No,
take a
not
vote.
yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, roll
We
call.
need to go roll
Do we,
call.
wait, We need to take a roll call. Sorry, we need to take a roll call. Sorry. It's my first meeting as the mayor. Okay, so I'm gonna make some mistakes. I appreciate your patience.
Cool.
Counselor Canales?
Here.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
And the participants were just sent this meeting ID, so you guys need to
Yeah.
sign off.
Okay, we are now in executive session. Just
You
to-
need to leave.
Just so,
You need to leave.
yeah, I know, yeah. I have done legislative work before. But just so everybody watching and everybody here in attendance, we're gonna exit the room into executive session. Once our executive session is over, we'll return back, come out of executive session, and then follow up on any items, any remaining items on the agenda, which there will be none. And I don't foresee any items coming out of executive session for us to then vote on the floor. Okay, so just to give you a heads up, if you come back, or if we come back and there's no more work to do, don't be surprised, okay?
There's a laptop in there.
We're retiring to my office, please.
Jennifer, you need to sign off and sign back into the Zoom one I just sent you.
Okay.
All right, sorry, for people who are wondering why we're just sitting here, we're waiting for Counselor Talon to return to the Zoom to then continue the rest of the meeting. We'll give her one more minute for courtesy. Okay, so we're coming back from executive session under which we discussed personnel matters for one or more employees, and no action was taken during that executive session. So I will entertain a motion to exit executive session. Counselor Canales, second by Counselor Gibbs. Roll call?
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor Talon? Counselor McFarland?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
Okay, seeing no new business, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn. Counselor Kelly, second by Counselor Gibbs. Roll call?
Counselor Canales?
Yes.
Counselor Kelly?
Yes.
Counselor Gibbs?
Yes.
Counselor McFarland?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
Yes.
All right, we are now adjourned 5:55.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Mr. Mayor.